And happy weekend to all. Welcome to the program that analyzes the week that was and helps position you for the week ahead. I'm Maria Bartiromo. President Trump now back in the United States after his trip to Beijing this week for one of the most consequential U.S.-China meetings in years. The president touting massive progress after he sat down with Chinese President Xi Jinping amid growing tensions over Taiwan, trade, technology, tariffs, and the global race for AI dominance.
President Xi's an incredible guy. Got along, made a lot of great trade deals, including over 200 planes for Boeing with a promise of 750 planes, which will be by far the largest order ever.
Talked about soybeans for our farmers. They're going to be buying a lot of our farm product. They've agreed they want to buy oil from the United States. They're going to go to Texas. We're going to start sending Chinese ships to Texas and to Louisiana and to Alaska. And he said he likes the idea. He'd like to talk about that. I think it'll happen.
We've also heard from the CEOs of GE Aerospace, Qualcomm, and Illumina, all praising the opportunity to be part of this historic visit. But after decades of promises and stalled agreements and trade deals that never truly and fully materialized, the big question now is what actually comes out of this. And will China follow through on these commitments? Joining me now from the House China Select Committee is Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I want to get your assessment of this trip to China and also ask you, do you believe China will ultimately follow through on that comment that the president just made, and that is that China will buy oil from the U.S., Louisiana, and Texas?
Well, Maria, good to be with you again, as always. And let me just begin by saying I'm glad that the president was bold enough to go to China and lay out a menu of options that the Chinese have. Now, the real question comes, like, they all like what they saw on the menu. Are they going to order something, and are they going to take it back? Whether it's, American-produced energy, whether it's, the billions and billions they promised for agricultural products. We've heard this story before from the Chinese. Just earlier last year, they promised 25 million metric tons of soybean purchases. We're still waiting to see that happen. But where I really give the president credit is that he went to China and he highlighted for them that our priorities are to be able to have a lasting relationship. And Xi, I hope, heard that, because this is the reality. America's a net energy exporter, and if China wants to have a relationship with the U.S. and buy that oil that you mentioned from American manufacturers, then it needs to be holding places like Iran accountable. And I'm glad that President Xi finally came back to the table and said, yeah, we don't want a nuclear Iran. We need to open up the strait. Let's start working with the United States. Those are tangibles that we can hold the Chinese government accountable for.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Just the fact that the president went to Beijing and the two were seen talking and having these meetings shows the world that the two largest superpowers are, in fact, trying to better relations. So that's a positive. But, Xi Jinping tried to set the table and run the table by right off the bat telling President Trump that if the Taiwan issue is mishandled, then it will mean a dangerous situation between the two countries, and there could be conflict.
Well, and here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that we had the Iranian foreign minister right there before the president's visit. We're going to have Putin following President Trump's visit. He's really put the president in a situation where he almost threw out a threat. If we decide to defend Taiwan, then that could lead to an escalation, including war with China. No one wants to see that. It's one of the reasons I led a trade delegation myself directly to Taiwan in the days leading up to the president's visit. We highlighted again, Taiwan is America's fourth largest trading partner. They've been a great partner, bring their trade tariff barriers down from as high as 94% down to nearly zero. They're buying billions, but most importantly, they're also a great partner with us when it comes to semiconductors and making sure that everything from our iPhones to our fighter jets have a future here in the United States, including onshoring manufacturing back to the United States. So there's a real commitment that we have to our friends in Taiwan. And I'm so grateful that Secretary Rubio said our commitment to Taiwan remains unchanged, and the Chinese need to know that.
Yeah, these are all really important points. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance has been highlighting the high cost of fraud across the country. He did so again during an event in Maine on Thursday. He said his anti-fraud task force has already cut off more than $1.4 billion in federal funding for home health and hospice providers nationwide. He's threatening even tougher action on states who do not start cracking down on the abuse. Watch this.
But it's unbelievable how much you have been fleeced by your own government over the past 15, 20, 30 years. We sent out 50 letters to every state Medicaid system all over the country. And we basically said, very simply, that we're going to take away your money unless you get serious about fighting fraud.
Unbelievable. I don't know how this has gone unnoticed for so many years, Congressman. What now?
Well, J.D. Vance was just in Iowa with me about a week ago. He came to a local manufacturer, guys who are building things in America again, and they highlighted the fact that so much of their technology had been stolen by places like China and then dumped on. And there was a real need for the government to cut down on the fraud, waste, and abuse. We highlighted under the Biden administration, nearly $500 billion was lost to fraud. Many of it, like we saw just north of me in Iowa and Minnesota, being bled out by groups who defrauded the federal government and then sent it back to places like Somalia, or our former Congress member who defrauded the government and took millions for her own personal gain. Look, I think the vice president is doing a phenomenal job. $6 billion recovered already from fraud, waste, and abuse. My home state, that's almost our entire state budget bled out in the first 2 months here in Washington, D.C. It's unacceptable.
That is just...
It's painful it's been this long to catch.
Yeah. That is just incredible. Meanwhile, Congressman, you're celebrating a major win for the Farm Belt, passing that bill to allow higher ethanol fuel sales year-round, and then the Farm Bill. Not every Republican, however, was on board. Will it pass the Senate? How could this impact American energy production and prices at the pump?
The great news is this reduces the cost for consumers at the pump by nearly 50%. Plus, in places like Iowa, it's a $20 billion advancement on being able to have a domestic source for us to be able to not only create corn, but sell it right here. And the good news is every gallon of blended fuel is a gallon made in America that we're not buying from a foreign power. And every dollar that we're saving American families at the pump is a dollar back in their pocket. This is economic growth, but it's also domestic made in America agriculture. This is exactly what we want to see. And even though I had some colleagues who were hesitant on this, we ultimately got it to the floor. We ensured that there was an E15 vote, and now it's headed to the Senate, where I think, Leader Thune, also from a Midwestern state, wants to see America's energy produced locally, no longer be dependent on foreign powers, and save every consumer. That's a win-win-win situation.
All really important points you made. Congressman, it's good to see you this weekend. Thanks so much.
Maria, have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
And to you, Congressman Nunn, joining us.